On today's episode of Watch JR Go, I bought another car, and this time I'm gonna sell it for $1. And hey, somebody might find that dollar right in front of the car. Huge thank you to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you head on over to harrys.com/watchjrgo. What is going on, guys? I am Watch JR Go, and today I'm here with a 2003 BMW X5 with the inline 3-liter, maybe one of the best engines ever, I just bought for $1,500. So first, let's go clean it up. Let's take a look at the maintenance history, talk about why I love this X5 so much, and then figure out what's wrong with it. Car wash first. This thing's a disaster. It's lived on a dirt road all of its life. It also has almost 250,000 miles, but here it is. This may be like the cheapest running and driving one that's in pretty good shape. Let's see if it runs. Oh, what a champ. Take a look at this. Well, that's worth what I paid right there. That's a book. Dang, dude. It's the Bentley manual. It's got service records in there and stuff too.
Are they reaching for the sky?
There we go. Put me back in the gangsta position. Okay, check it out. Power seats, power wheel. Oh, power wheel, that's my baby right there.
Pedals should be power too.
Nope, BMW doesn't like to power pedals. And honestly, like, that's the most pointless feature. I've never once adjusted a set of pedals in my life.
So my wife actually bought one of these off eBay back in 2005.
An X5?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
That worked out okay. It was a great vehicle. We liked it for a while, you know, and the transmission control shift module went out.
Oh, and then you were like, done.
Yeah, it was a little expensive.
Yep.
But it was a fantastic car. It really was enjoyable to drive.
They're so nice to drive.
They're very comfortable.
This may be one of the best SUVs to drive. This and like the Macan and the Cayenne. I think that's kind of it.
No, the Touareg.
And the Touareg?
Love the Touareg.
Well, it's just a Cayenne.
Well, the Cayenne is a Touareg.
And we are at the Unlimited car wash now. I love this car wash because it has a really good undercarriage spray. It's got 3 sprayers in the center and then side ones. It should knock all this mud off here, or at least some of the mud from tons and tons of miles on dirt roads. It's got a compact disc player. Nothing in the compact disc machine.
It should have a 6-disc changer.
It might have the 6-disc changer.
I mean, this should be right there with all those.
Oh no, this is the single, and then the 6-disc is in the glove box in the back. But I don't think it has it. This thing is not optioned for it.
More records.
Oh man, it's even optioned with HomeLink. HomeLink was a bit of an option in these BMWs. Sunroof that I don't want to test, but I mean, I would consider testing it with dirt came out of it.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not right before the car wash. Yeah. In a minute.
We'll wait a second.
Yeah. Or right on the other side of the car wash, we can hit that button.
I'll get out first.
Yeah, smart.
That's for the reclining seats.
It's got power reclining seats?
So the buttons are up here.
Sick!
And then you just...
Wow, I didn't know about that. That is so cool. Man, I've never been more pumped about an X5 until I saw power reclining seats in the ceiling. All right, let's blast all this dirt off of this car. Oh, auto wipers, that's what I'm talking about, baby. My favorite. One pass through the car wash, the X5 is looking much better, and before it goes on to its next owner, we'll have it detailed for real. And as you can see, it's about time for tires. And by about time for tires, I mean very time for tires. We are headed to the warehouse, and we have already found the first problem with this car. The message should come back, but it said check coolant level, which is, I would say, the main issue with these cars. And hopefully that needle doesn't move. But man, does it drive nicely. Just cruising down the road. Drives like a BMW. Nice solid steering feel, heavy throttle pedal. Works great. And now we are back at the warehouse with the 2003 X5, and I bought it for one reason. I wanted to do something special for you guys for Christmas.
Hey, speaking of Christmas, I got you the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, the gift that keeps on giving. It's our sponsor, Harry's. Harry's is a men's personal care brand reinventing the way you shave. Harry's founders, Jeff and Andy, were tired of overpaying for over-designed razors, and they realized they weren't alone. Their answer, start Harry's, raise a bunch of money, and buy a razor blade factory in Germany. Harry's is an insanely good value with the refills starting at only $2, plus they just came out with their sharpest blades ever and they didn't raise the price. The new sharper blades are still as low as $2. Harry's guarantees a close, comfortable shave, and they support great causes too. 1% of every sale goes to organizations that promote better mental health for men and veterans. The deal Harry's currently has on their trial set is amazing. You'll get everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, and you'll be supporting the channel by signing up. Redeem your trial set for just $3 when you go to harrys.com/watchjrgo. Link in the description below. Huge thank you to Harry's for being a continued supporter of the channel and helping me pay for this BMW X5. Now, let's see what's wrong with it. The first generation BMW X5 is one of my all-time favorites because of a BMW marketing campaign. We went to Breckenridge when I was a kid, and I remember a magazine on the coffee table at the hotel we stayed at, and BMW they had cars in the basement of this hotel, and they were out giving rides and demos to people where they'd go drive these things up the mountain and stuff because they're pretty incredible in snow. Obviously, it's full-time all-wheel drive. And the press shots were amazing. These things, you know, sliding around on the mountain with a big tail of snow flying out from underneath it. I mean, that's like goals right there. And I was a little kid, and this was all I wanted, was to go on the demo. I didn't get to go on the demo, but now I own one. Temporarily, I own this one for just a short amount of time, but I'm pretty happy to have it. And it's not the one with the V8 in it. The V8 turns out to be a nightmare for almost every owner. The 3.0 inline six is not a nightmare. Sure, it's got cooling system problems, but for the most part, super, super reliable engine. As you can see, this thing has an original engine and an original transmission 253,000 miles after it was built. So it served a lot of people well, and it's still in good shape because the owners took care of it. And speaking of owners that have taken care of the car, the last owners were Lamborghini's family. And they hit me up and said, do you want to buy this old X5 because we need it gone? And I said, absolutely. And we came up with $1,500 for the number. And it came with my Milwaukee flashlight that was in Lamborghini's truck I haven't found. So they brought this back to me and they're like, this is why you're gonna wanna buy it. And I was like, oh, cool. They were like, this is yours. I was like, oh!
Sounds more like a ransom to me.
Yeah, it might've been a ransom. They might've made me buy this so I could have my flashlight back, but I love this flashlight. It's honestly super cheap, but incredibly useful and magnetic. Not only is the flashlight magnetic, I don't know what it has to do with this, but here is an entire folder of service records. And I don't know if I can show you a lot of the service records because they probably have names on them. That's a 300. That's a 127, that's a 50, that's a 700 from Walzer. Passenger door will not open. $400 to do a handle. Wow. So, like I was saying, this is a very well documented car. There's another 160 from the old BMW, another 600 from the old BMW dealership. Oh, the receipts just go on and on and on. There's the tire receipts. What's this one here? Another 300. This must be, $10,000 plus of receipts for this car. I can't wait to add them up, and I'll tell you the total in a future video as we continue working on this thing. So, what we're gonna do today is go on a quick tour of the X5, and we'll hook the Autel up to it and see what the codes are. I've got a good idea of what's wrong with it. As you saw on the way here, check coolant level, check brake linings. It's probably gonna need brakes. And the AC doesn't work. And I don't know if I even have time to fix the AC, but we'll try to hit all the important things. Let's start under the hood. We can see the problems almost immediately. So we'll get this thing open. The first problem here, headlights really, really need polished out, but they have been. If you heard the way I hit that, you could hear those are super thin. So they've been polished out quite a few times. Yeah, I could probably do it again, but yeah, those are about gone. Those have almost outlived their usefulness there. You can see there's coolant everywhere. We've got coolant splattering around here. So this was taken to a local BMW mechanic, and he said that it's the O-rings on the cooling system. Oh, you can hear it. It might be the expansion tank. It might be the radiator. It doesn't look like the cooler lines down there are leaking or anything like that, but we're gonna have to replace some stuff. Luckily, the radiator is a pretty easy job on this thing. Pull out all this plastic, pull out some bolts, slide it out, and put in a new one. I know people think these plastic cooling fittings are annoying, but I actually love them. You just reach down there and pull up on the clips and it comes apart in seconds. It's actually way nicer than traditional clamps. It just costs a lot more, which is a little unfortunate. Weirdly, I'm not seeing a lot of oil leaks. I don't see a valve cover leak or anything like that. Everything looks dry over on the exhaust side here. The paint color is Titan Silver Metallic. So I guess that's just Titan Silver Metallic if we say it in English. And of course we've got headlight sprayers here, and these are really cool headlight sprayers. They've got like a dual pattern that just blasts the snow away for when you're bombing through the mountain in your X5. We've got the fog light package, and I've heard that the air pump is bad. Not an air compressor, but the air pump for the exhaust system, of course. Wow, that actually shut, and I just barely touched it. That's a very well-fitting hood. And we'll come around here to the side, show you guys inside, maybe. Let's see, I got the key on me, so that should actually work out. Hey! And it's honestly a very simple car. Like, it's such a luxurious car, but so simple. There's really nothing here of note, you know, power seats, this is the original, back in the day, loaded car. You got everything there was, but there's nothing really that stands out, like navigation or massage seats or cooled seats. It has heated seats. Heated seats back in this time period would have been an absolutely wild option. Let's see if it's got a flashlight in the glove box. And it does not. A little odd for BMW. Now it has a flashlight in the glove box. We do have the manual, which is pretty cool. All the books are in there, and it's in a very nice leather cover. You know, automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, like I said. Hill descent control, it looks like. Some doors that close nicely. Smoker's package, it looks like. This looks like it was completely loaded because it has the window shades. So we've got both window shades here. This one does clearly work. You just have to actually hook it. The power reclining seats, which I think were pretty standard, but I didn't really remember how cool those were. And in the back, we've got a 12-volt socket in the middle with a lighter in it because smoker's package, like I said. And being Kansas, all cars have an ice scraper in the back seat somewhere. The rear wiper doesn't work, and that doesn't seem like a project we're going to tackle because that could be a massive undertaking. Get the hatch open here. There we go. And of course, push this button and the tailgate opens, and you have the ultimate tailgating vehicle. Better than most truck tailgates, honestly, because this is like the right height. Sitting on my truck, you're up in the air. So these things are really cool. You also have controls here for those power reclining seats as well, so you can fold them up without having to move. Check it out, there's even reflectors here. Yeah. So when it's open, nobody runs into you in case you're sitting on your tailgate on the side of the road because your cooling system broke. But that said, it's on very reliable engine and cooling system as far as I'm concerned. There's just a few parts you gotta replace every 100,000 miles. There's a spare tire and tools under the cover in the back, 12-volt sockets in the back, defrost on all of the back windows, which is cool. We've got defrost lines right there, as you can see. Simple window controls, memory seats, which are very nice for a car of this era. Auto high beams. It does have rain sensing wipers like we talked about in the car wash, which is a huge deal to me, and also power tilt telescope wheel, which of course pretty unheard of back when this thing was built. This car does have a few cool features that you didn't see on a lot of cars, but really that's it. It's just driver convenience. You don't get anything for the rest of the vehicle. I do think these could have been optioned with rear seat entertainment and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that, but I think this one is optioned pretty well.
Now the one we had actually did have navigation.
Yeah. I thought that was an option.
That was an option for him, but BMW's navigation was loaded on CDs.
Right,
so,
DVDs.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the Autel hooked up here. Let's see how many problems this BMW has. Do a little auto VIN scan, let it detect the car. Seems like we got linked to the VCI, so this will take just a moment, and we should be able to start the diagnostics. Check out the codes, typical BMW style. We've got 7 from the DME, an airbag code, ABS code, instrument cluster S4. There's so many codes here. Lamp check module 4, seat module 1. All right, what do we have here? It doesn't think it can turn on the E-fan. Some DISA errors here. The air injection code's there. We've got a little misfire, so it's time for probably plugs and coils. Plausibility of accelerator and brake pedals, that's a fun one. I doubt there's anything wrong, but hey, the accelerator could be getting weak. It's obviously drive-by-wire. Brief power interruption, seems like a quick battery thing. Power. Acoustic transmitter disconnected. Gong tone 1, 2, and 3. It still dings, so I don't see anything going on there. Steering angle sensor, pretty typical. Thermal oil level sensor faulty. That's like an almost always on these things. So, and then some light check module. It seems like all of those lights work too. All right, escape, and we'll start with that because I've got the report saved. So that is my $1,500 2003 BMW X5. I'm super happy to have this and drive it around for a little bit. Let's get some tires on it, get a few parts in there. It looks like now we have to do a tune-up along with the cooling system fixes and possibly some brakes as well. Huge thank you to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to head on over to harrys.com/watchsharego to redeem your trial set for just $3. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to head on over to shop.watchsharego.com for cool shirts not like this. And please, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Well, sweet, it's probably almost done clearing the codes now. Well, there's only like a whole list of problems that I didn't expect. It runs really well. I didn't expect that misfire. Well, it's just probably time for plugs, you know.
Dude, you know, that could be something that was
it
cataloged.
It could have been in there for a long time. Yeah. You're right. That is such a classic look. I mean, obviously, all the BMW warnings, but the orange on black, it might be one of the best ever.